Hi friends, welcome to our channel Knowledge Factory UPSC. Today in this lecture we are going to discuss the fourth chapter of NCERT Classics and the name of chapter is Maps. Before starting the chapter, those who does not subscribe to my channel, please subscribe and like my video. So let's look into the chapter. First of all, we are going to discuss what is a map, what are its main specifications, what are the main components which we have to discuss when we are dealing with a map, and what are the main symbols and what are the main things that we have to look into a map. Okay, so let's look into the chapter. A map is a representation or the drawing of earth surface on a flat surface. Okay, so what is a map? A map is a representation or the drawing of the earth's surface or a part of its drawing on a flat surface according to a scale. Okay, so look that point, a scale means a measure. So what is a map? A map is a representation of the earth's surface, or map is a depiction of the earth's surface on a flat surface according to a scale. Okay, but it is impossible to flatten the round shape completely. We have discussed on the earlier video that what is a globe is. Okay, so what is a globe? Globe is a whole representation of the earth, but map does not show that much. Map only shows what is the whole area which is depicted on a flattened surface, but the globe shows the actual model of the earth. Okay, so when we look into the map, there are four different types. That means there are different type of maps. Some of them are physical map, political map, thematic map, etc. So let's look into each of these maps. First of all, what is a physical map? Let's look into that. Map which is showing the natural features of the earth such as mountains, plateaus, plains, rivers, ocean, etc. are called as physical or relief maps. Okay, so a map which shows the things which we are being surrounded by, that means the mountains, plateaus, plains, river, ocean, etc., which shows the physical map. Okay, that's clear. Then what is a political map? The map showing the cities, town, villages that the different countries and states of the world which have the boundaries are known as political map. That means the map which we can find easily. That means a map when we googled or when we look into any texts, we can find the political maps, because the political map are mainly common and which shows the main cities, town, villages and the boundaries between the states, countries, which etc. composite of political map. Is that clear? And the third type of map is thematic map. Some maps which focus on the specific information such as road maps, then the rainfall maps, and the map showing the distribution of the forest, industries, etc. They are known as thematic maps. Is that clear? That means the map which is going to specify on a particular subject, which is such as a road, rainfall, and if we look into the forests, industry. There are some maps which we mainly concentrate on some specific themes, that is known as thematic maps. Okay, so is that possible to make a map so easily? No, because when we are making a map, when we are going to make a map, it's necessary to make some specific components in it. That means there are some components which were included in the map. There are mainly three types of components. They are distance, direction and symbol. Okay, so let's look what is distance. Maps are mainly the drawings which reduces the entire world or a part of it fit to the sheet of paper that we have discussed earlier. Or we can say that the part of a earth is reduced to scales, but this reduction is done very carefully so that the distance between the places is real. So when we are making a map, we have to focus on it very carefully, because we are going to reduce the actual place of earth to some scale and depict it on a paper. Is it clear? It can be only possible with a small distance on the paper which represents a large distance on the ground. Therefore, a scale is chosen for the purpose. A scale means what? Scale means there is depicted that the scale is a ratio between the actual distance on the ground and the distance shown on the map. So what is a scale? Scale is the ratio between actual distance on the ground and the distance shown in the map. For example, if we say 10 kilometer distance can be calculated by 2 centimeter. That means 1 centimeter is equal to 5 kilometer. Thus, when the large areas like the continents or the countries are to be shown in the paper, when the large areas like continents or the countries are to be shown in the paper, we can take 5 centimeter as 500 kilometer. Okay, that means the scale here is 5 centimeter, that is 500 kilometer. So this type of maps, that means when we are taking the larger portion of the area, that means the continents, countries, etc., and we are taking the scale of 5 centimeters equal to 500 kilometer. Thus that maps were known as small scale map. That means we are taking the small small measurement for larger area, that is 5 centimeter for 500 kilometer, like that. In another case, when a small area of your village or the town is to be shown on the paper, we use the large scale, that is 5 centimeter is equal to 500 meter. Okay, so here we are taking 5 centimeter is equal to 500 meter on the ground, and it is known as large scale maps. Is that clear? So there may be chance for asking what is the difference between small scale map and large scale maps. So please understand with its example. Okay, so let's look into the next or the second component of the map, that is direction. And the most maps contain the arrow mark on the letter that is N, that means north, on the upper hand corner. If we look into the map, we can find that there is a N that is plotted on the north left hand of the corner, that is marked as N, that is the north direction. This N is used for measuring, or N is used for calculating the actual direction of the map. Is that clear? North, south, east and west, and there are 4 type of when we look into this compass, I will discuss it with the help of a picture which is on the text. So when we look into the map, so when we look into the compass, we can find there are 4 actual directions, that means north, south, east and west. Okay, these 4 points were known as cardinal points. That means they are most important parts of a compass, that is they are known as cardinal points. Is that clear? And there we can find that there are points in between north and east, that is northeast, the east and south, that is southeast, south and west, that is southwest, north and west, that is northwest. And there means there are 4 additional points which were added, and they were known as semi-cardinal points. Okay, here it is not given, but when we are going with the actual direction or the actual distance of the actual map, we can find there are another 8 points in between between them, that is between north and northeast, that is north northeast, east and northeast, that is east northeast, east and southeast, that is east southeast, south and southeast, that is south southeast, south and southwest, that is south southwest. Likewise, there were the 8 main intermediate cardinal points. Okay, here there is a picture of a compass. So we can so first of all, what is a compass, or what are the use of compass? Compass is an instrument used to find out main direction, that is magnetic needle always point towards north south direction. Okay, here there is an actual compass which is always set because the red arrow on this compass is pointed towards the north or the 0 degree. Okay, this needle does not actually deviate. The actual red mark which is always shown the north direction, and just below that north we can find the south, that is 180 degree, and there is east and western point, the east that is shown in 90 degree and west that is shown in 270 degree. Okay, it's all about direction. And the third important component of a map is the symbol. So let's look what are symbols. It's the third important concept of a map, and it is not possible to draw on a map the actual shape and size of different features such as building, road, bridges, trees, railway line or the wells. Okay, I will briefly explain that. So when we are going to make a map of our India, is it possible to draw whole Taj Mahal on the map of India that is located on Agra? No, it's not able, because behalf of that Taj Mahal we can find so many buildings around that. Is it possible to draw that all buildings on the map itself? No, it's not possible. So we are going. It's a concept, or it's a method of drawing all these buildings with our buildings or other trees, posters, rivers, roads, etc. using some specific symbols. Okay, so the symbols are very necessary for a map. So they are shown by using certain letters, shades, colors, pictures, lines, etc. These symbols give a lot of information in a limited space. Okay, so there is another point on the bottom of this line. There we can find what are conventional symbols. It may be a question. So let's look what are conventional symbols. Maps having a universal languages that can be understood by all. There are international agreements regarding the use of symbols, and they are known as conventional symbols. So there's an international agreement. That means all the places in the earth which have an international agreement between them regarding the usage of these symbols. And these symbols, that means the symbols which have been using on the earth as a whole, is known as conventional symbols. Here we can find some conventional symbols. Let's look into that. We can find here railway line, broad gauge, meter gauge, railway station, roads, boundaries, rivers, buildings such as temple, church, mosque, etc. And there are PO, that for post office, TPO, that for post telegraph office, PS for police station, and the L-shaped symbols and the brick-shaped symbols were settled as settlements, and the semicircle shape were termed as graveyards. Trees and grass, etc. are plotted here. Another important thing is the various colors are used for the same purposes. For example, blue is used for showing water bodies, brown is used for showing mountains, yellow is used for showing plateaus, and the green is for plains. So please note that colors and their meanings. It may be useful for all PSC, UPSC and NCERT exams. So blue is for water body, brown for mountain, yellow for plateau, green is for plains. Okay, next thing we are going to discuss is what is a sketch. A sketch is a drawing which is mainly based on memory and spot observation and not to a scale. So what is a sketch? Sketch is entirely different from map, because the map which we are drawing mainly based on scales, but the sketch is actually based on memory, spot observation, not a scale. Sometimes a rough drawing is required of the area to tell where the particular places are located in respect of these places, and such a rough drawing is drawn without a scale is known as sketch map. So it's not such an important concept. So what is a sketch? Sketch is a drawing which is mainly based on memory, spot observation, not a scale. That's only you have to remember. And what is a plan? It is also a 2-mark question or something like that. A plan is a drawing of a small area on the large scale, and a large scale maps gives a lot of information, but there are only certain things which we have sometimes want to know. For example, length and breadth of the room. That means the engineers are mainly using the plans, because for construction of a building, roads or something which is related to architecture, there requires a specified plan which contains what is the actual breadth, length, and what is the width of that building or something like that. Okay, so the plans are actually used for showing the actual distance or the actual measurement of the exact places or exact monuments, buildings, bridges, roads, etc. So that's up to the plan. Okay, so when we came into the questions, let's look into these MCQs also. The map showing the distribution of forest. What is or which are the maps which shows the distribution of forest? We have actually discussed. Is it physical map? No. Is it political map? No. It is thematic map, because thematic map shows the actual theme. Here the theme is used as forest. And the blue color used for showing what? So what is the blue color which is used for showing? The blue color is used for showing water bodies. And the compass is used. What is the use of compass? Is it used to show symbols? No. Is it used to measure distance? No. It is used for finding direction. And the fourth question is a homework. So please comment the answer of this question, that is, what is the scale? A scale is necessary for what? Okay, so comment the answer. For a map, is it for a map? Is it for a sketch? Is it for symbols? So comment this question. It's a homework for you. So these are up to this chapter, that is a map. I hope you all clear with this small chapter, and it's very simple chapter, but it's also very important. So make thorough through this concept and clear the words and clear the some topics such as a map, thematic map, political map, which are the color used for identifying map, what is a compass, what are the cardinal points, which are the semi cardinal and intermediate cardinal points, such some small concept. So go through this chapter very clearly. I hope you enjoy this lecture. If you like this video, like and subscribe to my channel and share this channel to your friends. Thank you.